Yo, 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 yo. What is up? What is up? What is up? I hope everyone's having a fantastic night. I hope everyone's going to be enjoying their weekend. So this weekend, we don't have to worry about nothing. We don't have to worry about much of anything. We sit back. We watch football this weekend, especially on Sunday. And yeah, kind of just relax. Have a relaxing football weekend. Watch the other NFC East teams battle it out this weekend so the Eagles don't have to worry about much of anything going into, Sunday. And yeah, it was a rocky game at some points, but I think things are going to switch around. We still have some issues right now. I think this is another character building type game for the Philadelphia Eagles, and we'll see what happens. We got CP1. We got a new subscriber. Thank you so much, CP1. Just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Hope everyone's enjoyed themselves. We got Pujab Kings fan. What's going on, man? We got Jadish Young. We got Boots. What's up, dude? Johansson. What up, Joey? They are already counting us out. And we are 2-0. The media loves to hate Philly. It's crazy. Because we're not blowing teams out. We're not playing at a high capacity right now. But, good teams find out a way to win these games. And I think with two new coordinators, I didn't expect Brian Johnson to have the year that he's having right now because he was with Shane Steichen. I think there are fixable things right now. It's really getting Jalen Hertz into that rhythm, and I don't think that Brian Johnson has done that yet. Yo, Donnie, what's going on, man? What's going on, Jordan? Matt, what's up, dude? Jones says, how's it going? What's going on, dude? Joe says, trade Maddox at this point. Yeah, so Maddox has a torn pec, as we're hearing right now. The Eagles released Trey Sermon. The Eagles released Rashad Evans, the free agent linebacker we literally just picked up. So what are the Eagles going to do? What is the plan right now? They're making a move, I guess, at nickel cornerback, as I could probably see here. What I could kind of see maybe is Cravon LeBlanc still out there? Because I know he played pretty well with us. He's another guy got injured a little bit, but he played pretty well with us. Both 2-0, dude. Like, can't talk. We're 2-0. What's going on, Aaron? James Odell says, "What's up, Joey? Happy Friday." Happy Friday to you too, man. Happy Friday, definitely. What's going on, Daniel Berry? What games are you going to watch Sunday with the Eagles? All right, so I'm probably going to watch. I don't know. I think Washington plays at 1 o'clock. I'm going to be putting up some Halloween stuff on Sunday. So, I think like at the 4:05, 4:25 games for the Giants, and the Cowboys, I'm probably going to watch both of those games most likely. I think the Cardinals play the Giants, the Jets, without Aaron Rodgers, play the Cowboys. So, Hambox is Max is Sally, Mr. Glass. He will get injured no matter what. Yeah, it sucks, dude. He was hurt 2 times last season. It's a pain to go through this every single year. It's just getting worse, man. It's just getting worse. Sorry, I had to fix something. The Big Buskowska, what's going on, dude? Steve races Joey, what's up? Don says, Joey, I trust this offense to get back on track because Hertz is very vocal with the team and coaches. Yeah, and the coaches are very vocal too. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know what it is. Is it route combinations? Look, the Vikings dropped back 8 guys in coverage, and it seemed like the Eagles were just putting everybody downfield, which they were outnumbered in coverage. That pick that he threw in double coverage, Dallas Goedert was wide open. Behind those linebackers, it's wide open. Dallas Goedert was open on the right side. That's a little dump-off pass. He had some yardage, probably would have got close to the first down or pick up the first down in general. So I think the route concepts have got to get better. They're pulling back 8 guys in coverage, which outnumbers who's out there right now. And you got to do some slants, crosses. Something, you know what I mean? They're not working middle of the field like they should be. And that's just a problem. The rhythm that Brian Johnson's trying to get Jalen Hurts to a rhythm. It's just not working right now. You know what I mean? The screen passes need to stop. Running with Jalen Hurts on third. How many times on third down? Just running with Jalen Hurts. It's just ridiculous. So that's how that's going. Eagles fan says, we good at DT. Jordan Davis is having a year. I think so far, even with Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter already has like a sack and 11 11 pressures in 2 games, which is really good. I mean, statistically, I think our pass rush is fine. We had injuries in the secondary, guys. We were without our starting linebacker, starting safety, starting second cornerback. We had a couple guys, Josh Jobe coming in, Goodrich coming in for some snaps. Guys, Joey, what are your thoughts on the 2 games? I mean, I don't understand why it's the side letting off the gas on defense. It makes no sense. 27-7, 34-28. They scored 21-7. Why is the side not pressing on their necks? I don't know, man. There was times, I mean, big play Slay didn't even shadow Justin Jefferson the whole game. We saw Edmonds on Jefferson. We saw Job on Jefferson at times. Like, there was some stuff that just annoyed me. But you're missing a good amount of players defensively with injuries, so you can only compensate for so much. I mean, there were times where past the first down marker, how many times Jefferson has this much cushion, which is a lot. I mean, even a small bit of cushion is a lot for Justin Jefferson to get a pass. Then there were times where Slay was pressed a little bit more, a little tight coverage on him. And there were times where Slay was right on top of him with very good coverage and just couldn't slap the ball. Like, the accuracy of the ball and the concentration of Jefferson really did a good job. You know what I mean? So it was very on and off at times. Like I said, some injuries kind of messed up. We had some assignments, some safeties that were supposed to peel off. Edmonds was supposed to peel off on a couple plays. You know what I mean? So I think there was a problem there with that. So I think, like I said, I think it's getting better and better. We need to stack these wins right now. Stack these wins and try to get something done, because at the end of the day, like, our schedule is going to get harder, like later on, where we have to face KC or we have to face the Buffalo Bills. It's not going to be, it's going to be a little tougher than expected. You know what I mean? So we have to stack up these wins and really, I'm waiting for this team to have a complete game where they demolish and start to look like a real team all the way up, across the board. And I think that's what's going to make it interesting. So Matt says, I didn't like how I saw of Goodrich. Hey, it was the only first game. Yeah, no, I can't put too much on. Job actually played pretty damn good. I thought Joe played pretty good. Goodrich, besides the Addison touchdown, I thought he did a really good job on him. You know what I mean? So first game as like a first real game for these guys. Mario Goodrich had an issue covering Hawkinson, so it was tough. So totally get that. We got Eagles. We have an Eagles. We have a super chat from Eagles Lifer. What's up, man? He says, I'm happy with Tudo. Just self-scout and tighten up. Yeah. They just got to fix some things. I mean, it's look, guys, sometimes, like, it's not really rust now. I think the rust is gone. I think we had to put in some guys because of injury. I think it's lack of preseason. I think it's lack of adjusting and way too much time off. I think it's, 2 new coordinators, which it's definitely showing. The run game is the run game is fantastic. I think they really have to change the philosophy of this offense. Maybe it doesn't go through the pass this year. Maybe to ease Jalen Hertz into this offense for Brian Johnson's sake. Maybe they have to run this offense through DeAndre Swift, which I did make a video on that tonight. So, I had scheduled for today. So definitely check that out if you guys haven't checked it out. So I think that's interesting. Appreciate the super chat, by the way. Hansa, what do you think about signing Byron Jones? Is he available right now? Or is this a trade? I don't know if Ricks could play in this slot. I'm not sure. Brian Johnson started off with the wide receiver screens, dumb stuff in the first quarter, but I like to change it up. Yeah, I mean, the tight end screens, like, I mean, Quez Watkins has a right hamstring injury. Zacchaeus comes in. They don't even target him one time during the game. So, I mean, there's just lack of, and look, A.J. Brown, only had 4 targets for the day, okay? Sometimes the matchup isn't going to be there for certain receivers, okay? The first game against the Detroit Lions last year in 22, Devontae Smith didn't have a catch. I don't even think he was targeted last year's first game, okay? So there's going to be some weeks where A.J. Brown will be favored. There'll be some weeks where Devontae Smith is favored. Devontae Smith is going to lead the team. Is going to lead the team in yards this year. We did not see the best of Devontae Smith, because early in the year last year, Devontae Smith was used for like the stupid screens and was used for like the little out routes and like the little things. They didn't really attack with Devontae Smith last year until like mid-season, and I think that really helped, you know. Matt said, I was happy Brian Johnson unleashed Swift during the... Yeah, dude, we have, I think, the second quarter, we had 12 runs. I think it was Boston Scott and Swift. Boston Scott ended up getting hurt. I think it was a concussion, I don't think it was anything crazy. But DeAndre Swift, Ohanami's family says DeAndre Swift is a dog. 175 yards, almost 30 carries. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Some people are just thinking I'm hating on Kenneth Gainwell. This running back core is fantastic. The problem is, okay, like Gainwell had 14 carries last game, 14 carries for 50-something yards. He is not doing that. He is not getting 175 yards, which was the second highest yards in the Eagles running back since LaShawn McCoy in 2013 in the Snow Bowl. He hasn't ran that many yards. That was the best in Swift's career in the NFL. Swift has never run for 175 yards and trust me, the Lions last year had a really good offensive line. It was a good offensive line, and he didn't even run that. Okay, obviously there were snaps taken away from him in Detroit last year. They drafted Gibbs. We traded for DeAndre Swift for a 7th-round pick, and look what happens, my guy. Look what happens. Fantastic. Can't complain about it at all. You know what I mean? Can't complain. What comment? What are you talking about? What comment? Alexander, thoughts? I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know. If I'm not avoiding anybody's comment. Need to chill out. Not avoiding anybody. This says Flagless Fly from San Antonio, Texas. Shakes. Damn, keep repping over there. Keep repping. Laird says, look, Joey looking in from Philippines. That's awesome. Jonas says, Swift is a lot better than Gainwell. Well, yeah. No shit. I've been telling people this. People just think I hate on Gainwell. He is not the better back. He's not. Look what DeAndre Swift did, even in the red zone. I mean, like, jump cut 2 guys, and literally put Harrison Smith in frozen cleats before he went to the end zone. It's insane, man. Chris says Maddox has seen, Maddox has seen his last contract in Philly. I'm tired of waiting for him to get hurt. Eventually, they need to find a replacement somehow, some way. Yeah, I mean, they might have to double down on cornerback next year, So we'll see, because I don't feel good. I I knew he left with an injury. I didn't know what it was during the stream. But we'll see. Haas says, what do you think about Nick Sirianni acting like the altercation with Jalen? Dude, there wasn't an altercation. It was perfectly fine. People are making a big deal out of this. Like, I'd rather them talk than not talk at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's 2023. Okay, this is what happens. If a camera sees something, they're gonna build it up into something that it shouldn't be. It's just an altercation, I guess, but it's not like it's 2 guys, 2 best friends talking it out like that he wants reps. Now, I think, I didn't like the fact that they gave A.J. Brown those forced throws. Like, just because we have to make A.J. Brown happy, we have to force him throws now. I didn't like that at all. What I'm fine about is them just talking. I'd rather them talk than not talk at all. You know what I mean? But, the win column is all that matters. Like, A.J. Brown's going to have some good games this year. Trust me. He shouldn't have to worry about because of this one game. It's week 2 of the season. Like, I don't know why he's making a big deal about it, but I'm not sitting here saying to myself, oh, A.J. Brown's selfish. And, I didn't like the look of it in some cases. But, I mean, look, if somebody has an issue, you got to talk about it on the sideline. And the cameras caught it. So they're going to make a big deal. They're going to eat it up and make a huge deal out of it regardless. So that's how that goes. Stoney says, I felt like the season would never get here, and now we are. Yeah, I know. It's going to go real. That's actually what I said the other day. It's going to go by so damn quick. It's going to go by really fast. Matt says, I love the way Hertz and Sirianni handle the media's questions. Yeah, it's nobody's business. It's nobody's business at all. Jade says, Joey, do your confidence for the Tampa Bay game increase since we found out the blueprint for our offensive success? Did we find out the full blueprint of our offensive success? Probably not. But what I could see so far is you got to run through this offense needs to run through DeAndre Swift. Swift only almost had 30 carries in this game, and he didn't even look tired. You know what I mean? He needed a breather. Rashad Penny was on the sideline as like a reserved running back. He had a couple snaps, but that's perfectly fine. You don't need to run every running back into the dirt. Now, Swift is going to have 175 yards every game because I would suggest that this passing game is going to get better. But Swift is, you can keep these guys healthy in the backfield. I'm telling you, you have the offensive line to do it. Work in the pass as you are running the football, kind of ease Jalen Hurts into the passing game. So, sometimes different years are different years when it comes to the identity of the offense. Do we run through the pass first? Do we go through the pass to get to the run? You know what I mean? Like, I get it, I get it. It might be a different identity this year. It might not run through the offense. It might not run through these wide receivers first. So we'll see. Astro Design says Swift is visibly way better, even if he didn't have an elite game last night. I love Kenny G, and we need to work in multiple guys to keep everyone healthy. Seeing how Swift runs, though, sheesh, he's a dog. Yeah, dude. He's explosive. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't dance. He doesn't try to go to the outside too much. He finds that hole, and he goes right through it. I mean, he doesn't hesitate on that. That's what I like about him. And he has the physicality to carry guys for another 3 to 4 yards. And he's very slippery. He's got these moves that you can't, in open space, he's almost impossible. You're not going to tackle him in open space. It ain't going to happen. DeAndre Swift is something special. It's going to be really tough for me not to re-sign this guy long term. I really want to sign a running back long term, and I want to pass up on Miles Sanders for $6 million a year because I think it was affordable for the Eagles. But Swift is 24 years old. It's not like we brought in a 29, 30-year-old running back that's playing well right now. You're brought in a 24-year-old running back on a trade that was nothing, a 7th-round pick in 25, whatever it was, and he's only like $1.5 million against the cap, not even much right there, So, Eagles fan says Swift lets his blocks develop. Yeah, and he's got the vision. He sees things before they happen. That's what I think is really cool about that, So he says, dipshit Stan Silly says Miles Sanders was a way better back at the start of the year. Been saying a while. Our offense wasn't going through what it was going through right now. We got 2 new coordinators. It's a different offense this year. And you know what? If the offense is running through the run game more than the pass game, I have no issue with that. But we definitely have to get the pass game going. I think Cilio just likes to get a rise out of Eagles fans. He just wants to get everybody riled up. That's just his job. That's what he does. You know what I mean? That's just what happens. Character development. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, bro. Appreciate it. Rohan says, Swift went crazy last night. I was so happy he had more of a chance. Now, the problem I'm going to have going forward, which I'm going to be a little scared of, is when, just say, if Gainwell will be back. Bradbury will be back. Reed will be back. And Gainwell will be back. If Gainwell comes back for this Monday night game against Tampa Bay, okay, just say, he's going to be back. If they start Gainwell and give him a majority of the carries, I am going to be pissed off. Then Brian Johnson has no idea what he's doing. Because I'm literally giving this offense till week 4 to get their shit straightened out. Because if they don't get their shit straightened out, it is going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. Matt says, however, I agree we need help out. Yeah, linebacker actually didn't play well. Actually, linebacker wasn't really a big issue. I mean, it wasn't bad. It honestly wasn't that bad. Zach Cunningham is playing very well. Nicholas Morrow was brought from the practice to the active roster. I thought he played pretty good, made some tackles. I actually didn't have too many issues with the linebacker position, to be honest with you. And we got to figure out, is Dean going to be able to stay healthy? I mean, this is a clear. I mean, he had he got a little bit of an injury had a foot injury. He got tangled up on a tackle. I mean, it wasn't a non-contact injury or anything like that. Donnie Plus says DeAndre Swift is way better than Miles. Yeah, well, yeah, of course, dude. I mean, yes, no doubt. Jay says the theme for this offense was to make teams guess, keep them guessing. Getting Swift going is just what we need. That's going to open pathways for the passing game. I totally agree with that. Yeah, I think it can keep the defense on their heels to not know what they're gonna do here. Swift is a madman, dude. It's going to open up the passing game tremendously. What's going on, Gearhead? Say, hey, Joey, what did you think of Sidney Brown? The safety didn't think he did bad. Wasn't the greatest. Still think he's trying to speak. Yeah, I mean, I think, he hasn't had much opportunity as a starting safety. I think due time he will become a starting safety here. Justin Evans had some issues with Terrell Edmonds and Justin Evans had issues on peeling off for safety help at times. There was some blown assignments at times from both of them. Justin Evans had a forced fumble, a fumble recovery in this game. Evans isn't horrible. Like last week, I didn't think he played well. This week, I thought he didn't play too well, but I thought he made some good plays. He had a couple deflections. He did a pretty good job on coverage at times. And as for getting the ball out and getting the fumble recovery, that was great. You know what I mean? So I think as a depth piece, or at least someone that is coming in to play, I think he's fine. But I think, a little bit more time. I think it's really due time with Sidney Brown. I think it's just due time in the future. Gustavo, what's going on, man? He says, well, yo, Joey, how do you feel that fire in your gut? Oh, man, that was embarrassing. Don't ever say a Jonathan Gannon quote ever again. But, no, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean. Which King Jaguars? I remember Lions fans told me Swift has a problem outrunning his blockers. No. When Swift wants to be patient, he can be patient. When Swift finds that open hole and he feels like he can handle it on his own, that little bit of open space, he can handle it. You know what I mean? Will Duncan said 31 of the teams actually acting like Eagles play with no injuries. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, starting linebacker, starting safety, starting cornerback, and they still found a way to win. That's what makes this team really special, man. It's only week 2. We're 2-0 right now. Can't complain about it. And the Eagles have 10 days off. You know what I mean? So that's good. They have like a mini-ish type of bye week. So they're off for a little bit. So it says, it's all about Brian Johnson. This is his offense, believe it or not. I live in Florida. I've been following him since he called plays for the Gators. Yeah, I've said the last time he was an OC was with Florida. And, to be honest with you, Stoney, like, I feel like his resume speaks for itself. Like, he should, with every quarterback he's been around, he has made every quarterback so successful over his years. Even Dak Prescott at Mississippi State, he's made a lot of either quarterbacks that didn't make it to the NFL very successful, has done a good job reputation-wise around quarterbacks. And I feel like, we're waiting for this thing to blossom offensively. Just having this run game already set right now with this great offensive line is just one piece to the puzzle already set in stone. Get this passing game going. You could be a lot more dangerous here. John Brown said this season is a lot like 2 years ago. Pass happy and lost first 2 games, then went to the running game and made the playoffs. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Well, what happened in 21 was Nick was actually doing the play calling that year. Remember, Nick Sirianni was actually doing the play calling, was calling the plays. Then he passed the play calling off to Steichen like mid-year, something like that. And yeah, I mean, the run game got better that year. I don't think this is going to be the same as 21. It's similar, but the difference is we actually have offensive weapons now. In 21, we had Devontae Smith, and Devontae Smith wasn't treated as a number 1 receiver that year. Quez Watkins was treated more like a number 1 receiver more, than Devontae Smith. We didn't have A.J. Brown, so I get it 100%. We have a super chat from Morgan Holmes. Thank you so much, man. So DeAndre Swift has to be from Krypton. The boy is legit. Hope we extend him after the season. I'm sure he will do a hometown discount. Yeah, we'll see. I don't really see him trying to get paid a lot of money as a running back. He knows the market sucks. Okay, you're not getting $16 million a year. You know what I mean? I think all-purpose yards wise, and really to be honest with you, how many times did we pass to DeAndre Swift in this second game? Not much. Not much at all. A couple times, maybe 1 time, 2 times, maybe not even 2 times in this game. But Swift as a runner, even the mix. I really like that one series in the first half, in the second quarter, where they were using Boston Scott and they were using DeAndre Swift. I really like that tandem a lot because the size difference, and I feel like it just really confuses defense with having different types of backs. And I think, people are like, oh, Rashad Penny sucks. He didn't do. Dude, Rashad Penny came in when Swift was tired. He had a couple runs. He had a run for 5 yards. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I think this is Penny's first game. This was Swift's first game. I mean, give Penny more time, but, we'll see. Davey says, Joe, Nolan Smith is hurt. Is he? Is Nolan Smith actually hurt? That's already enough. He hasn't even been playing the last 2 weeks. That's another thing defensively they have to figure out. They got to figure this whole thing out with Nolan Smith. I mean, they have him listed as a linebacker. He's only getting like 8% of the snaps, at least the 2 games that he's played, which is not great. Gearhead says, we still had Jalen field a punt by hands or just for a decoration rigger. Oh man, Britton Covey is God. I'm done. This is it, guys. They bring up Britton Covey one more week for that Tampa Bay game on Monday night. They've already brought him up to the active roster 2 times. If they bring Covey up one more time to the active roster, he is stuck as their punt returner for the end of the rest of the year unless he gets hurt. Okay. And I'm not a fan of it at all. I'm really not. I'm not doing good with it. I've given up. And trust me, last offseason I was hyping up Britton Covey because he just looked like a pure special teamer from Utah, and I thought good things would happen. He got thrown to the fire last year. I get it. But that fumble, man, he needs to protect the football. Like that, you know how many times we would have lost? Dude, we find ways to win this game. Just imagine the touchback from Terrell Edmonds coverage on Justin Jefferson. The touchback saved us. The Osborne had a couple drops that were wide open in this game the other day. We couldn't convert points on 2 turnovers. And there was 4 of them. And 2 of them we couldn't convert points. Jake Elliott missed a field goal. But Jake Elliott made a 61-yarder. I wish it was a 62 to break the record, but it was a 61-yarder before the half. It's how it is. We're all just living in it. Swift won't try to get paid as a running back, man. Stop, bro. If anything, he will take advantage of running behind one of the best lines, try to get as much as he can while his stock is still. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know DeAndre Swift well as a player, and if he would ask for more money, I mean, he would have to ask for a little bit more money. Like, I wouldn't say he's going to stay at a really low budget contract right now, but I feel like, yeah, I mean, he's very dynamic. His blocking is pretty good. I think he picks up blitzes very well, and you have to do that in the league. Like, as a running back, you can't just know how to run or receive. I mean, it's great to know how to run with the ball, run with the ball, and obviously, be a pass catcher as well. But if you could pick up blitzes really well, then all around you're a very, very good running back. And I feel like Gainwell is not bad at that. Swift is great at that. And, I think there's going to be tremendous rumors going down the line this year when it comes to a contract extension with Swift. I hope they can get it done. Maybe they'll get it done, something like that. Let's see what happens. We'll give it some time. Eagle Iver said, Jets defense is no joke. Jets might do heavy run attack. Imagine all 3 division rival loss. I'd love it. Nice stress-free weekend of football. Love it. Yeah, we're going to see what the Cowboys can do, man. I mean, it's so disgusting right now because the Cowboys scored 40 points on the Giants. I had 2 rookie corners. Daniel Jones doesn't have a legitimate number 1 receiver, and their protection is god-awful and giving points to the Cowboys. I mean, they are riding this freaking wave of winning a Super Bowl already from 1 game in September. If we scored 40 points, or we beat down the Patriots, I wouldn't be sitting here saying Super Bowl. I would say, oh, this team looks great, but still very early. I wouldn't hype and pat my chest and be like, we're the best in the league, like from 1 game. Things turn around very easily. I get it. Like last year was like, we dismantled consistently. We dismantled a lot of teams consistently. There were some games where we were only up by a score or 2. We didn't dismantle every single team, but, they did a fantastic job, though. So, Oh, yeah, Gearhead with the super chat. Thank you so much, dude. He said, anyone else find it ironic that they had a KFC commercial just before the Jefferson fumble in the back of the end zone? I hate it. I hate so much, too much chicken. Is that the Kirk Cousins commercial when that was a Kirk Cousins commercial when Kirk Cousins ate like the chicken leg, I think. You talking about that one? I think there was a lot of commercials with Justin Jefferson too. There was a lot. I don't think they showed any Hertz commercials. I don't even think they did. But appreciate super chat, man. Yeah, that got me. I haven't ate KFC. I had KFC probably a few months ago. For me with KFC, I don't eat it. I eat it like once. It's like Chinese food to me. It's like I eat it like once in a while when I really crave it. You know what I mean? If I don't go to Popeyes or don't go somewhere else, Matt says we appreciate super chat, by the way. Matt says we should have been having Devin Allen in Covey's place. Trust me, the kick returns, it seems like we'll never get a kick return just because most teams are kicking these balls out of bounds now or back of the end zone now. I feel like kick return is like a waste, but if I'm trying somebody at punt return, okay, it's Devin Allen. It's Olamide Zaccheaus, okay? That's who I'm trying at punt return right now if there's any chance, so. It's how I vision we're always limited. It says also we have not getting Nolan Smith more reps. We have two first round picks. Why just use one, especially while Hassan is injured? Lower his reps while he recovers and let Nolan show a long sweat. Yeah, they haven't put Nolan Smith on the edge at all. And from what it looked like from his snap count, it was only 8%. So I'm guessing that was mostly special teams at some point. You got to get Nolan Smith on the field. If you don't want to put him in coverage as a linebacker, just move him to defensive end and let him eat. That's all I care about. I mean, add him to the rotation. That just makes our rotation a lot better, gives guys more rest. I don't know what's going on with Hassan Reddick. It's not looking great. I mean, he would have had a sack there in that Patriots game, but Mac Jones threw the ball before he went down. But yeah, he hasn't done much of anything. I wonder if his hand placement just isn't right because of the thumb injury, the thumb surgery that he ended up getting. So I'm not really sure. But I guess we'll see. Rogue said, I'm so tired of Gannon's defending. I really need to press the receivers more and let this D-line get attacked. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying they got to play press all game, but they can't let up off good. I mean, Justin Jefferson's going to be one of the best receivers we face all year, okay? Not a lot of players are like him. I think the next receiver we really have to watch out for going down the line of our schedule, I think, is Tyreek Hill when we face Miami, where we work Kelly Greens on Sunday night in Philadelphia. I think that's definitely an important game going forward. But nah, I mean, there are times where they gave way too much space. I totally agree. I think they gave way too much space. So, Joseph, I have a feeling this is how he's going to trade for Budda Baker soon, especially with all these injuries. So, interesting enough, Budda Baker was on the injury report out of nowhere today. Okay. I got to talk about this because it's really weird. So, the Eagles released two players. Budda Baker ends up on the injury report today, like out of nowhere, which is kind of weird. I don't know if they're going to go after a safety. I would say they're going after a nickel cornerback. They obviously just released two people off this team. Does that mean there's two open spots? Is there just one open spot because they're going to be bringing up Covey? I don't know. I don't know what the case is right now. Okay. But they're opening it up for somebody right now, So we'll see. We'll see. Matt says I'm more of a Popeyes person. I get it, man. I get it. Rose says, I really think Covey needs to go back to practice. Sweat and Devin Allen, it's brought up for wasting his speed. Yeah, I get it. I feel like we need a change at that position. I don't think Covey's going to last. We didn't play good special teams, guys. Even, the Justin Evans fumble. Remember they brought that one back? They brought that one back past the 45-yard line, and they fumbled the ball, and we ended up getting it. That was the one where Keely Ringo got the cut recovery on I think when we punted off. That one that Justin Evans got the ball out right there. It was a bad return. It was a good return by the Vikings, and we just couldn't stop it. Thank God for that fumble. I mean, we didn't convert it into points, but did you place any bets? No, I did not. I'm not really the betting type. Too much. I have a lot of friends that bet. And they always try to jip me into doing it, but I just don't do it. It's how I envision we're all living. It says, yeah, bro, like you said, you have to put him in the field. 8% definitely too. Yeah, dude, it's I looked at the snap count. It's horrible. Trust me, I'll be doing a video on Nolan Smith, no doubt. Matt said, but if I eat Popeyes, it's definitely once in a while. Jacob says, I like Gainwell, but he's not the best running back we got. Got to get Swift. But why were people attacking me over why were people attacking me every time like I would kind of, ignore Kenneth Gainwell? Like people are actually thinking he was the better back out of the whole entire group. I'll put him as the second best back. I got no issues with that. I got no issues putting him as the second best back. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. Bear said, we were saying the same thing last year about Reddick. He didn't get a sack until week 3. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you are right on that. And they used him he would have had a lot more sacks last year. They had him in coverage from the beginning of the season as well. So that was a problem too. Lathan says, he killed us the last drive time he played the Dolphins. Ryan says, yeah, we just need a slot corner bad. Trey Sermon got cut, and yeah, Rashad Evans, the linebacker that we picked up out of free agency, he ended up getting cut. He was on the team for not even a week. He ended up getting cut. Soup Tube TV says, crash dummy Covey. Crash test Covey. Crash test Covey. Diamond Plus says, Justin Evans is underrated. Justin Evans is kind of growing on me. Like, I feel like there are times where he messes up. I just think he needs to play more. He peeled off. He didn't get some late, some late coverages, some late assignments. He ended up blowing a little bit here and there. But I think as a tackler, I think I think he did a good job. I thought he did pretty good. I honestly didn't think he had a better week than last week. Last week I didn't think he played well. This week I thought he played a lot better. And Justin Evans, this is like his first healthy season. He's a veteran we picked up at the safety spot. Like he was drafted as a second round pick in 2017 by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's been hurt like every year. Knock on wood, but Justin Evans, this is like I'm not even kidding. Justin Evans has been hurt every year of his career. This is like his first year of being healthy. Like, no joke. So, Matt said, I like the one, Diary of a Mad Panda. What the hell is going on? Oak says, you want Brian Johnson needs to look at what we did last year and do better play calling and definitely make sure Swift is the most of the running plays. Yeah, I mean, Swift has got to be the number one back. But we need to find a rhythm for Jalen Hertz in this passing game because it's not working. It is not working. Jalen Hertz is getting hit way too much. I mean, remember we were on like the 40-yard line, and then it was third down, and they ended up doing a QB. Why not run the football? They end up doing a QB run. They lose yards on it. He got sacked, I think, on that play. They lost like 10 yards. They were out of field goal range. Just stupid. Like there's some. I don't know what's the infatuation with running with Jalen Hurts, like and getting and just taking. He's taken a lot of hits the past couple weeks already. It's no joke. But obviously, I had Gainwell as our third bet. And look, there's nothing wrong with that, Bob. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, I mean, I was trying to make people. I don't think he's bad at all. Like, we have 4 good running backs, okay? And I say to myself, keep these guys healthy. See what you could do at the end of the year with them, when you really need them the most, okay? But I hope if Gainwell comes back, they're not going to make him the focal point back, because I'm telling you right now, it's going to piss me off. If Gainwell was given 28 carries in this game, could he handle 28 carries? I don't think so. If he was given 15 snaps, 14, 15 snaps in the first game, and he only had 50-something yards, he wouldn't have had 175 yards. He doesn't have the skill set like DeAndre Swift has. We all know Gainwell is not even close. As a football player, as athleticism, as anything, he's not even 10% of he's not even 2% of what DeAndre Swift is. It's just, I get it, dude. I get it. I mean, people are like, "Oh, you hate DeAndre Swift." I mean, you hate Kenneth Gainwell. But like, they talk all this crap. I'm like, dude, I don't hate him. He's just not the best back in our room. When we traded for him, like, that's our starting running back in Philadelphia going to this year. They obviously didn't treat him like that the first game, no doubt. So I get it. We got Mark Holmes in the super chat. Thank you so much, man. The Kryptonian Swift is our best back, hands down, dude. It's 175 yards, dude. Like, he's not gonna get that every game, but dude, just look at that. You get DeAndre Swift to the second level. It's either going to be a breakaway run or he's gonna get an automatic. He averaged 6 yards a carry, bro. 6? Was it 6 or like 6.2? I think it was 6 yards a carry. 6 in his first game. He got 1 rushing attempt the first week, and Kenneth Gainwell had 14 snaps. You see what I'm saying? It's just insane. Appreciate the super chat, too, by the way. Military would love to see sprinkling of Ricks to see how he responds to NFL ball. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, I don't mind them putting him in a game, but, you know, that's just another cornerback now. I mean, they're not going to put him in now, you know. I mean, they're not going to put him in now because James Bradbury's coming back, you know. The good thing about it is Goodrich has got some starting snaps. And we've got some quality snaps out of 2 guys that have not played an NFL game, okay? Goodrich and Job. I don't think Job played bad at all. I think him and Addison I think he did a very good job on Addison. Justin Jefferson, he couldn't really handle too much. I mean, they didn't shadow Slay on him the whole entire game, you know, and Jefferson still had a good game. He had 130-something yards, but the rest of his team didn't really help him out too much, you know, so I get that, you know what I mean? We got Nate Smith. What's going on, dude? He said, what up, Joey? You bugging. Gainwell ain't the best back, but 10%. It's 2%. Come on. What are you talking about? Gainwell is one of the best backs on this team. I'd say he's the second best back on this team from a football player athletic ability standpoint. It doesn't make him a bad running back because he's second, because he's third, or because he's fourth in the rotation. It's just... We have to rank these guys, and we have to who is the best back to start on game day. Like that's all it is. I'm not saying that Gainwell is bad. Gainwell is just not the best. Simple as that. Got a new subscriber, Low Eagles. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. You know, it's I'm like people think like I like. Look what we got. You're not getting 175 yards on almost 30 carries from Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell cannot handle over 20 carries. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Could Gainwell hit 20 carries? Sure, but that's like close to 30 carries for DeAndre Swift. You know, I respect the opinion, but I mean, it's what I watched Sunday. It was something real special, you know. City Fail said, "Where when there was nothing, there still got 4 yards." Yeah. But it says, "Just can't wear down Swift in September." Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like you don't want to give him 28 carries every game. I think we just needed it. Well, Gainwell was out. Boston Scott was, played in the second quarter. Then he was out with the concussion, I think. So they really had to use a lot. They had to use him a lot. And I think with Rashad Penny, they wanted to kind of reserve him a little bit. I think when Swift got tired, he came in for a few times. So. And then they really try to get the passing game going in the second half too. So they want to kind of get the pass going. We had to put points on the board. So Rogue N7 Dragon says, yeah, we need the offense to start running the ball with Swift and doing some play action until Hertz gets in the rhythm. And the play calling is going to be better. I think it will get better over time. I think it will. I think this is just a progression for Brian Johnson as an OC. Unfortunately, we kind of dealt with this in 21 when Sirianni was calling the plays, and then he gave the play calling to Shane Steichen, mid-season. You know what I mean? So I get it. It's just it's a learning process right now. It definitely is. Who do you think we could train or sign to replace Maddox? For right now, I feel like if oh my God! I just had his name in my head and I totally lost it. Trayvon LeBlanc could be a player they could bring in that had success with the Eagles in the nickel and outside cornerback. I don't know if he's a free agent, but I know there was a little bit of talks about him. I would think maybe that would be the guy. He knows Philly. He knows probably some of the teammates here. He knows some of the guys that were still here. Obviously the coaching staff is different. I think that's one guy. I don't know if they're looking to trade. I don't know if they're looking at free agent nickels, like who's left, who's really out there that's good, Jimmy Harris said we need Ricks in the slot. He's better man-to-man coverage than Goodrich. That the problem, like, can Ricks actually play on the inside if he's not? I don't think he's even playing the inside this whole entire offseason. You know what I mean? Can he cover tight ends? Can he, you know what I mean? Can he do that? Goodrich wasn't good against Hawkinson. I mean, there's just a size difference there. You know what I mean? There's just a huge size difference there. Roji said we need Reed, Bradbury, Boston, and Gainwell. Yeah, I think we're gonna have all those guys. We'll have all those guys back. So I'm not worried about that. Rogue said there's a reason Gameo could not start over Sanders. Come on, people will be realistic. He's a change of pace back. Yeah, he's more of a rotational guy. That's all he is. He's not he doesn't have some special running skill set. Like Gameo is very average runner, but I think what takes Gainwell far in his career in a rotation is because of his vision. I think he's got very good vision. I think he cuts when he has to cut. Like I said, he doesn't have this special running skill set. I just think he's got really good eyes. It's been the good focal point with him. Right, so after this year, Graham is gone. Oop, I don't know what the hell just happened. Sorry. Graham is gone. Max is gone. Boston is gone. Kelsey is gone. Cox is gone. Yeah, I mean, that depends if Graham and Cox are going to be on, if they come for one more year. Maddox, I don't know if we'll see what happens with this. Because Maddox might be really cheap to sign going into next year, but they might have to double down cornerback in the offseason, whether it's the draft or whatnot. Boston always comes back every single year. He had a 1-year deal last year, 1-year deal this year. I don't think he cares about price. I think he got paid not even $1 million this year just to rejoin the Eagles backfield. Plus, obviously, he's a special teamer, so he's got a little bit of value. So Kelsey might be the one that's going to be like, hey, Cam Jurgens going to take that center spot. And then tylersteen will get his shot most likely at right guard as a full-time starter under Jeff Stoutland. So that might be the change of pace going forward. Bobby said the injury bug is starting to bite. I hope this doesn't continue. Yeah, that's going to be the main thing we have to watch out for going forward. I think we really need this 10 days off, like badly. We really needed it. As a mini type bye week, rest guys for all 10 days if you have to going forward. You know what I mean? Ryan says, oh, and Barnett is gone. Oh, yeah, Barnett's a free agent too. You're right. He is a free agent. Goes to Joey, what up, brother? Can I get a wrench? My guy stuck up by you for years. As long as you ain't blocking nobody and stuff, because I had people delete comments the other day, and I really wasn't a fan of it, so... If I see more people in the chat of these live streams daily, I'll give people some wrenches. But I haven't given wrenches in a bit. Just to some people that I know that don't, either I know personally or don't, block or do any of that unless it's racial or something, or threatening or something like that. Phrases. So is Sipos our punter going forward? If they, I don't know. They have one more week. They have 10 days to sign somebody. If they don't, Aaron Sipos has been brought to the active roster 2 times already. So, we'll find out. We'll see. So he says, Goodrich first NFL game versus Jefferson, hard intro. Yeah, dude. I get it. It's tough, man, for a guy to jump into a game like that. I don't think Josh Jobe played that bad, and Goodrich, we'll have a little bit more time. We'll see what happens. But I think they got some valuable reps. So at least for now, I think right now, we'll see. We'll see. Kyle Cross, it says, Joey Six, man, just watched your last video, bro. Check my comment about new D looks against our offense. They're really trying to find new ways to stop us, but we will adjust to that zero defense. Yeah, I think, I'll definitely check it out. I haven't checked out any comments on the last video from tonight. That was actually scheduled from earlier last night. But I was busy like all day today. I want to get this stream done today, and I have a couple more videos to make for tomorrow. So I'll definitely check that out. But I appreciate it so much. Yeah, and I totally get it. Like, and I feel like with the route concepts, if it's obviously a cover zero, what they could do here, I mean, even when they were dropping 8 guys into coverage, I thought it was a problem too, because middle of the field behind the linebackers is wide open, and you had nobody on a cross, you had nobody on a slant, you had nobody covering, kind of working that middle part of the field. Remember, there was a few times Hertz had like probably 6 seconds of protection, and you're just like, then he has to run. He has no choice. I think that was a big problem going forward as well. So we got a super chat from Cheese Comics. Thank you for the super chat. It says, Kenny out with injury was a blessing in disguise for Swift. Kenny indecent at best. I think he's third, even behind Penny. I don't understand the fans and out coaching staff's infatuation with him. I don't either. I don't. If at this point, if Swift wasn't here, then I could see Kenny G and maybe Rashad Penny kind of sharing the steps. But Swift being here, we were asking a million times. We were asking a million times in that first game, where's Swift? But they made it obvious. Every time Gainwell's in, they run the ball. Every time Swift was in, they pass the ball. Like, you can't do that because now teams are going to get the jump and know what you're doing. Defensive line will get a huge jump on your offense. Just like in the game yesterday. Every first down, not every first down, but most first downs, play action, play action, play action, play action, play action. And the Vikings weren't fazed by it. And they're when they could sense what you're doing, their pass rush is just going to get better and better. You're doing play action every first down. I don't know why, There's got to be more route concepts, getting these receivers open in better ways because I think the route combinations are horrible. Hertz had some, crazy throws. Devontae Smith with that 50-50 catch. That one was, that was underthrown, but thank God, Devontae Smith caught balls like that last year. He had 132 yards. He had a great game. Just a fantastic game. And yeah, Devontae Smith is going to be a top 5 receiver this year. There's no doubt. You got 2 number 1 receivers right now, So appreciate the super chat, by the way, man. Thank you so much. Well, so would you bring in Byron Jones to play with in the slot? Yeah, I mean, if he's available, sure. Sure. I feel like we really need to do something with the OC fast. Yeah, like I said, it's very early. They played a better game this game. They definitely played a better game. There's still things they need. This passing game has got to get better. Hertz just looks uncomfortable. Hertz, I feel like they can't figure out a rhythm. They can't get Jalen Hurts. Brian Johnson can't get Jalen Hurts into a rhythm right now. So, it's a little crazy. Astro Design with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, what do you think of Jurgens' play in O-line in general? The O-line was fine at times. Like, I think Jurgens is still, trying to get used to being a right guy. I mean, Jurgens is still working there. I thought he got pummeled last game a few times. This game, I thought he got pressured a little bit. There were some bad assignments in the first game. Lane Johnson totally missed Judon, and Judon had a free shot on Jalen Hurts. Like, there were some bad things that happened, but because these guys have not played in so long, because of this off-season program, they really have to change that up. Stephen Adele with thank you for subscribing to the channel, bro. These guys haven't played all off-season, dude. That's one of the big problems. It's a huge problem going forward. I don't like it. Obviously, I don't like it, but the next off-season program, I mean, no minicamp. Between OTAs to training camp, you don't want minicamp. I'm fine with having no minicamp. But once you get to OTAs, guys, I mean, once you get to training camp and once you get to the joint practice might have more value to Nick Sirianni, you have to get these guys in a game-like situation, like a real game-like situation. Preseason has changed over the last few years. It has. We used to have, the starters would be in one series. Then the starters would be in for one series. And then they would, obviously they would go into the second game as the dress rehearsal. Then it would, when we used to have 4 preseason games, I actually liked the 3 preseason games a lot. They need more work. They can't look this sluggish, and especially with a court. I mean, on top of being sluggish and knocking the rust off the first game, you had 2 brand new coordinators who are trying to figure out how to be coaches. You know what I mean? And I think that's that's the issue I'm having. We got a super chat from CW Gearhead. Thank you so much, man. He says, big thing I noticed, Belichick and Flores were doing a lot of disguises. It happened with Mahomes after his big year. Coaches doing it to Jalen now, trying to muddy things up. As long as he learns from Jalen, we'll be fine. Yeah, I think part of that, too, is why they're doing that is because he's a mobile quarterback and he can extend the play. So they like to disguise things and shadow things and to confuse Jalen Hurts' eyes and make him throw something that's going to cause a pick or something like a bad throw. So, and that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? But if you have a run game right now that is just astronomically just dominating, and then you ease Jalen Hurts into that passing game and get these route combinations right, get Dallas Goedert more involved. That's another thing, too. Dallas Goedert is not involved enough. After that fumble recovery we had, we turned around. We were back of the end zone, obviously. And Dallas Goedert was open on a couple of occasions. The pick that the right sideline throw to Dallas Goedert was over his head, wide open on the sideline. The pick that Jalen Hurts threw to Devontae Smith in double coverage, the underneath with the under route was open for Dallas Goedert. He had about maybe 5 to 6 yards. He had to run after the catch to get the first down, but I think he would have had a first down right there. And he threw to Devontae Smith, and that was a pick. You know what I mean? So, there's just some decision-making issues right now, and they're forcing, Hertz has been forcing some of these throws at times. Like the one to Devontae Smith was beautiful. The one first Devontae Smith on the contested catch, that was underthrown. Thank God Devontae Smith has did this last year, contested catching last year. He did it in training camp this past year, so he's had some good throws. He had a couple weird ones, but I don't think it's anything to worry about going forward. No, but appreciate the super chat, by the way. I don't think it's anything to worry about. You know what I mean? Frey Lehman says, good, bro. We just think alike. Free says, too many defensive miscommunications between corners and safeties. Yeah. And that's because I think part of it is just because you had two guys in there. You're out Reed Blankenship. You're out a couple guys. It's just that's what's gonna happen, man. It's just I was pissed off at the Osborne touchdown. That was literally blown coverage. Some of these safeties that were supposed to peel for help the corners for safety help. There were some, like I said, blown coverages, assignment issues. But the good thing we can take out of it is you can always fix these mistakes. Mistakes do happen. Mistakes actually make you a better team going forward when they watch the film. Goodrich and Job getting reps is a fantastic thing because God knows it might help us later, okay? It might help us later with injuries if there's more injuries later on or if these guys get injured again or whatnot. So I think there's some definitely good things to take out of it. It's not all bad when you really think about it. It's just learning and going over tape and just getting better every week. I think that's that's where it's gonna come by. So Yoda says, man, we need some major. Yeah, we definitely need to adjust the passing game. We need to adjust the passing game. We need to get Nolan Smith involved in this defense. We need the pass rush, I think, is fine. Fletcher Cox is playing fantastic. I mean, this has got to be a good year for Fletch. A very, very good year for him. As you know what I mean? Like, with the less snaps that Fletch gets, the better he plays. And he's just, I don't know. I feel like he's gotten more snaps, to be honest with you. Me and Philly were talking about it last night. Like, oh, with less snaps. I'm like, Philly, I don't think he had less snaps. I think he's gotten more snaps the past couple weeks. Jalen Carter has 11 pressures and 1 sack. 11 pressures in 2 games is pretty damn good. On Jordan Davis, holy crap, had a sack in this game. He had a half sack the first game with Josh Sweat. Then he had a sack this game. He pushed the guard into the tight end and then knocked over Kirk Cousins and then took him and brought him to the ground. I mean, they're leaving Jordan Davis one-on-one. Jordan Davis, people didn't expect he's just a run stuff. Dude, like, I didn't think he would actually be this much of a good pass rusher this year, but holy shit, guys, like, Jordan Davis has looked really good. Better than last year. Last year, Jordan Davis, had conditioning issues. Last year, Jordan Davis had a motor problem. He ran out of gas really quick. He got tired. I saw him pushed on his ass a million times last year. But he played pretty good until that high ankle sprain. Then they signed Sue. Then they signed Joseph. You know what I mean? So it worked out pretty good, man. Worked out pretty good. Joey is the man. Best logo in the podcast, the Jason mask. Yeah, dude. I'm probably going to change it. I'm probably going to do the same thing, but definitely change it. That was like a starter logo, but I'm doing a lot more stuff, Chris said Fletch. Quits on Chris says Fletch has found the fountain of youth. Yeah, he looks good. He looks really, really good, man. Punjab says, why didn't that use Reddick slot? Sydney family says Reddick some may be a concern. Yeah, I think connected to Punjab's Kings fan question there. Yeah, I think part of it is it could be the thumb, it could be hand placement. Maybe he's not comfortable with his hand placement because if your hand's all messed up and it's in pain, or maybe he can't go 100% with with his hand placement in a pass rush. That might be the reason why. I don't know, but we'll see. Rogue says, remember Davis got in shape and learned from Sue, Cox, and Joseph. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Brister, are you concerned about A.J. Brown getting hit on? Well, no. I don't care. So, I don't. It's that they're blowing that thing up. They're just blowing it up to nothing. Let them do what they got to do. Let them handle their business like men. And to be honest with you, like when I was in college, when I was in high school and college playing football, okay, I had an issue with a teammate, because of something that he did that didn't, that I thought it was wrong. I went up to him and talked to him about it. We had like a heated convo, but it wasn't heated. It was just venting. It wasn't. Like they're making a big deal out of this whole thing. What I didn't agree with was they forced the ball to AJ Brown to do him a favor. Now I think AJ Brown would have had a touchdown that was brought back by a Rashad Penny hold, and then his whole right side of his arm was held, walking to the end zone. Probably would have got a touchdown right there. So I mean, the opportunities were there, just got screwed a little bit. Just got screwed a little bit. Yo, Philly, the podcast. Joe Castro, what's going on, dude? This is my guy. What's up, Go Birds? Appreciate it so much, man. If you guys haven't subscribed to Joe Castro, go subscribe to Philly, the podcast. We definitely gotta do a stream really soon. Really soon. No doubt. Josh says Jordan Davis is in the system for a second season and is comfortable with the system. Yeah, and I think he's got, and obviously his training in the offseason has been fantastic. It looks like he did lose weight, but I guess he didn't. Maybe he got a little leaner, maybe had some more muscle. I don't know, but he looks, they tried to, just leave Jordan Davis one-on-one, but if this is the Jordan Davis we're getting for the rest of his career, watch out, man. Just watch out. And Davis learned from Hargrave as well. Yeah, I totally agree. We got Philly the podcast says, I'm calling it now. Eli plays slot when Bradbury back. Yeah, interesting enough. I mean, they could do that. I mean, I remember when Bradbury was playing a lot of inside as well during training camp. I don't know if they would actually do that during a real game. I mean, it would be nice if Bradbury could move around and they had someone reliable on the outside. But Eli Ricks, man, I need to see him on an NFL level. Like we saw him just do so much with his deflections, his pick six, in some of the preseason games. What he did in the Colts game in the preseason against Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman were just fantastic. I mean, against starting caliber wide receivers, starters, you know what I mean? So I like Eli's pushback mentality. I like how he doesn't take shit. I love that. I just love Eli Ricks was very humbled by, I was, one of the best cornerbacks in college football, and it really humbled me. It was a humbling experience to kind of have to climb his way back up to the top on an NFL roster. And we haven't had a cornerback do this in preseason. I don't know when's the last cornerback that really did a fantastic job. I think Devontae Bosby was the last corner that really showed out in preseason and didn't do anything during the regular. If you guys remember who Devontae Bosby was, he was like a cornerback from Kansas City, and he came to the Eagles in the offseason, and this was a while ago, and he played really well, and then he got to the regular season and made the team and everything, and didn't play well. So. Free says, appreciate the comment, Joe. Let's get together soon, buddy. Free says, could we move Bradbury inside to keep Joe? Yeah, I mean, no, I don't want Job on the outside for another week this week. No. I mean, you could put Bradbury there. You could put Job. I mean, we got to, Mike Evans has got to get shadowed this week. We all know that. We have 10 days off, so we'll see. Chris, our offense is off, and we still scored 34 points. That's what I'm saying, dude. This team is good. Good teams find a way to win these games. You can blow up. If you blow out teams every game, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, like, how many teams did we see do so good in the regular season where it was too good to be true? Remember in 2018? Remember what was it? 2018 with the Rams. Remember that whole regular season? They just dominated every single game, every season. They got to the playoffs and they looked horrible. They looked like a totally different team in the playoffs, and they lost. They lost in the Super Bowl. They lost. It was probably one of the most boring Super Bowls. The Patriots-Rams Super Bowl was probably one of the most boring ones at that time. Is Keely Ringo big, good enough for slot? Probably not. No, I'd keep him on the outside, to be honest. I don't know. I wouldn't mind throwing him there. I mean, look, the thing is right now, like, they got to be careful about throwing people. And like, I guess you have a lot of young corners. They kept 7 cornerbacks, so we'll see. Boo Jeff says, what position did you play in school for football? I mean, from Pee Wee to high school, I went from center to guard. I was primarily a left tackle. Then I was a defensive tackle by my sophomore, junior year. Then I switched from DT to defensive end because I like defensive end a lot. No, actually, I switched. Sorry, I switched from I was a defensive end for a long time. I switched from defensive end to defensive tackle because I just loved the bull rush. In college, I was a defensive tackle in college. No, defensive end in college. Sorry, I was a defensive end in college. So I almost forgot. Holy shit, that was a long time ago. I gotta think about this. This is a long time ago. So Reese says he got burnt. Job. British True Story says Nick Wright punching the air right now. Yeah, well, on top of getting attacked, on top of saying that the Chiefs are going to be undefeated this year, that was the start of it. And he's just been a Jalen Hertz. He's just been a Jalen Hertz hater most of the time. So, Eagles 39 says I make a trade for Baker and have Sydney switch to slot. Interesting. Yeah, so here's what happened. Here's the interesting thing that happened. Okay, the Eagles released 2 players. The same day today, Budda Baker was on the injury report today. Like, out of nowhere, Budda Baker's on the injury report. I don't know how much this goes into anything going forward, but I mean, I don't know if they're going to be trading for a safety right now. I don't know. Eagles have draft capital. They have 10 draft picks plus, they have the comp pick formula next year. They should have over probably 10 picks. We'll see. I think it's 10 picks right now. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. They're definitely going to go after somebody. They're definitely going after someone, no doubt. Free said, I don't think Joe played that bad on the play. He got burned. He thought he had safety. Yeah, I think I think that's what it was. I think that was on Justin Evans. I think Justin Evans went inside. I think he got tricked a little bit. He dipped inside, and it was too late. I think that's what happened. Other than that, Josh Jobe played a fantastic game. I thought he played really well against Addison. For a number 2, I thought for his first game wasn't too bad. Joe's back to how do you become an Eagles fan being from New York? Well, it was years ago, and I ended up my family is all Giant fans. Most of my friends were Giant Jet fans. And I really didn't have a favorite NFL team like years ago, like middle school-wise. Like I played football, but really didn't have a favorite NFL team. I think it was like freshman year of high school when I think I bet some money with my buddies. I think it was like the Eagles versus Jets. And then I won that bet. The Eagles beat the Jets. And then I think something happened. I remember. I know it was I think McNabb was the quarterback at the time because I remember it was like a week or 2 later. And I think I was just like the Eagles were on one day and I just watched and I just got really excited. And then I just kept watching the Eagles. It was just really weird. It was just I played football, but didn't really watch football too much. Like I'm talking like middle school to like, to early, at least freshman year of high school, something like that. So that's how, that whole thing happened. It's kind of weird. Liz says, Gannon will not trade him to us. He's an Eagles hater. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So. But it said, who the Eagles? They released Trey Sermon and Rashad Evans. The linebacker they literally just signed like not too long ago. Yes, Linda says Sermon and Evans, Rashawn, released today. Reb says, much as we need safety, I hate being the new safety. I hate getting a new safety. I've been saying I'd rather Sidney Brown get burnt, learn from his mistakes than getting someone. Sidney is homegrown and young linebacker. Yeah, no, I get it. I feel like linebacker is definitely a weak. I mean, look, the Kobe Dean's out for another few weeks, okay? He's out for a good month. If they get another injury at linebacker right now, they're going to be in trouble. They're going to get in a lot of trouble. So, I get it. I think linebacker is definitely a need right now. Well, this is what happens when you don't put money into this position. It's what happens when you don't put money into linebacker. You're going to have to deal with this issue, El Yeepa, what's going on, dude? Said, how's it going, Joey? Go Birds. You too, man. Go Birds. Devin White would be cool. I wouldn't mind that. Last year of his deal. I mean, at one point I was the only Eagles fan in North Jersey. Hey, look, sometimes it happens. There's no Eagles fans where I live. That's the reason why I did YouTube in the first place, because I didn't have any Eagles fans near me. I kind of want to vent about the Eagles on camera. Like, that's really how it started. Like, I wasn't into making content. It was just like just kind of venting. Yeah, Nolan played 8%, dude. It wasn't Clark. It wasn't that much. That's a problem I had. I just it wasn't that much. I wish it was more, but it wasn't. Lisa, I don't like Edmonds to cover skills, but I give him the props for making nice plays on Jefferson and Chain. Oh yeah, the touchback. I mean, the touchback totally changed it. It totally changed the way we did everything, no doubt. I mean, there was a few plays that did that. It totally changed the game, no doubt. Well, we have 182 people in the chat right now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and like the stream. If you guys haven't liked the stream, like the stream up as much as possible. Appreciate everybody that watched. We do play-by-plays every week, the Eagles games every week, and we do live streams Mondays and Fridays. We have the shakedown on Saturday, or the night before a game, and post games of every Eagles game as well. So don't know about if we're gonna have a stream on Saturday for the shakedown tomorrow. If there should be some stuff to talk about tomorrow, so I feel like we will have it tomorrow, which is great. So yeah. So I don't see Dean able to stay healthy, and we needed to make a move in the slot corner and linebacker. Yeah, Dean is becoming a liability right now. Dean is definitely becoming a liability right now. He's already going to be out a month with this foot injury. Then he's have to get back. Then he has to work his way back into the linebacker rotation, and it's just going to be crazy. Character development says Brian Johnson needs to earn the right to call plays at this point. It looked like Sirianni yelled at DC and passing on the sideline. Dude is fed up. So I saw Sirianni yelled at Sean Desai. I think it was the last play of the game, because it was 7 seconds left. It was the last play of the game. And that's when they called the timeout. And then, there were 7 seconds left. The Eagles called the timeout. Sirianni yelled at Sean Desai for some reason. I don't know why. That's what I saw on the sideline. Kelsey Crossett says, I think our strategy is to peak later in the season with teams that played their stars in the preseason, but we really don't have preseason anymore. And name me a QB who played a whole game. Yeah, the Patriots, Mac Jones and that. I mean, a lot of the starters didn't play. I know for a fact the Patriots barely played in the offseason. Okay. And, to peak early is not a fantastic thing, because it's really hard to maintain that. Luckily, last year the Eagles peaked pretty early last year. They were able to maintain that and stick together. And you're gonna get they were 7-0. They lost against Washington over some stupid penalty on Dallas Goedert on the face mask, and Quez Watkins on his reception. Get up and fumble. I think we have to stack these wins right now. I think most importantly, stack these wins right now, and then obviously, because you're gonna have you got a hard schedule later on. The schedule. I mean, it's tough the last couple of weeks, my heart was pounding out of my chest. There's no comfortable game with the Philadelphia Eagles this year so far. We haven't had a complete team win yet. You know, and I know we're going to get to that point soon. If the offense is still playing like this after another couple weeks, like I give it another 2 weeks. If the offense is still looking like this, then I don't know. Then I think if we're mid-season and they're looking like this, it's going to be a problem, you know, offensively, you know. Carl says Sweaty looks to be on a pace for a great year. So underrated. Oh, yeah, dude. Just fantastic. We had some drive killers in that game. Dickerson had a penalty. Lane Johnson had a penalty. Goddard had a penalty. When we were trying to force him offsides, Goddard went offsides, delay of game, which was ridiculous. False start or whatever it was. Keith, how do you feel about YouTubers talking about trading AJ Brown? Who's talking about who? Who's talking about it? Like just in general, like it's stupid. It's a drama. It's just a drama view grab. That's all it is. People use that information to get views on videos, and that's all it's for. I don't think people care if they talk about it. I think people just make those videos just to rattle people up, just to piss people off and have people click on those vids. I mean, that's why people do it. So it's the obvious. Philly D said, can they convert Nolan Smith to linebacker? Well, he's already listed as a linebacker. That's the thing. He's been listed as a linebacker the last 2 weeks, and they haven't used him. So at this point, Magic Heart, thank you for subscribing to the channel so much. Thank you so much. I don't know at this point, and you got to put him as an edge rusher, man. You cannot sit. You cannot have 8% snaps for Nolan Smith. Just can't happen. That Cool Eagle, thank you so much for the super chat. So this offense is sustainable for at least a few weeks. Yeah. I give this another couple weeks. And if the offense still looks sluggish and it looks like the passing game just can't get going and Brian Johnson can't get Jalen Hertz into a rhythm, it's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be a big mess of a problem. Hopefully not. I mean, look what we did. I mean, the past couple weeks, we're 2-0 right now. We've been hit with adversity in 2 games already. Okay, and we came out with the win, and that's a good thing. Appreciate the super chat, by the way. So Philly says, hit the like button. 63. Yeah, get these likes up. Let's get over 100 likes. Come on, guys. Get the likes up, likes up, likes up. Appreciate it so much. Professor said, Fiddle Resort said, thoughts on what they do at punt returner going forward? They're going to keep Covey on for another week. I guarantee you Covey was going to be brought up to the active roster one more time. So that's already 2 times. He was brought up for the Patriots game, and he was brought up for the Vikings game. He's brought up for the Tampa Bay game on Monday night. For the 3rd time, they have to keep him on the active roster. There's nothing. If they bring him up one more time, he is stuck as the punt returner for the rest of the year, unless he gets hurt. It's shit. Trust me. Just the voice of the Eagles Weapon X definitely almost got the big unsub from me with that ridiculous what thumbnail? What are you talking about? He puts out a lot of videos on like the press conferences. See, I have to give people credit because I don't know how all these guys put like official Eagles clips in their videos, and like I don't know how people do it. I really don't. I can't. I've already did it. I did it once this year, and my video got demonetized like in 2 seconds. Like it's crazy. I mean, I would love to use clips and like do things like that, and I wish I could, but unfortunately, I'm not going to risk it. Lathon says, that holding penalty on Penny killed me in fantasy football. I needed that touchdown for Hertz and Brown. Yeah, I know. That sucked. And then he got robbed again, and he didn't call a PI when the guy, before the ball got to A.J. Brown, guy just held his right arm the whole time going down, which really sucked, dude. I know A.J. Brown was pissed off. Carr said, cool, we need to get this passing game out of the closet. Brian Johnson needs to be more aggressive on 3rd down. 3rd down Hurts. Yeah, 3rd down Hurts running with the football in his hands. That's the shit that I can't stand. I think the biggest cop-out plays Brian Johnson is doing with the Eagles right now is the stupid screen passes on 3rd and long, which he did last week too. Okay, which he did against the Patriots. We're down in the back of our end zone. You throw a screen pass or a dump off pass to a wide receiver for 3 yards. Like just stupid. You know what I mean? That's what I can't stand. And remember, we were on the 40, 45. Remember, we're on like the 40 to 45-yard line. It was third down, and they don't run the football. They ran with Jalen Hertz, and he got sacked, and they read it immediately. And we lost 10 yards. What we lost? Like 10 yards on the play, 7, 8 yards, and we were pretty much by the 50 out of field goal range. Pisses me off, man. I don't. Jalen Hertz is going to hit way too much the past couple weeks. Too much. Which it said, who's going to wear a green dot? The Dean wears. He calls the plays. Well, I mean, I think I don't know who did it this past week. Could have been Zach Cunningham. It could have been Nicholas Morrow. Nicholas Morrow who called plays during training camp and stuff. So I'm not worried about that. Even Reed Blankenship, even last week, Reed Blankenship, for the first game, he actually was the green dot for some series as well, which Sean Desai said at his press conference too. So. Rob Shields says Brown and Hertz are the best friends. They can argue and still be fine. Yeah, it's like what? So what are they not supposed to like? So what? Like it's not even like they argued. Like like AJ Brown was just venting. Like I just need more opportunity. That's all. He just wants. He feels like he can help the team, and if they're not passing the ball, like it's just what it is. It's not being selfish. Like it's just It's because it's on camera and it makes it look bad, and everybody makes it look bad. You know what else was making somebody look bad? What is with Thursday Night Football? Like it was disgusting. Like another time, every time they talk about Jalen Carter, it's the speed the speed racing, and the dumb bullshit with that just annoyed me. It fucking annoyed me, man. The speed racing bullshit. Like, it's like, how many times are we going to talk about this? Like, it's months way after that happened. It's like, it's done with, it's over with. Like, and they keep talking about this shit. And it's just like, just ruins the game of football. It's like, oh, by the way, if you don't know who Jalen Carter is and what he did, it's just stupid. Like, I can't stand it. Carr said Devin freaking Allen needs to be a punt returner. Devin Allen or friggin' Zacchaeus. One or the other. Somebody at this point. He says Covey scares me. That fumble, man. Thank God Keely Ringo picked that shit up. Thank God he picked that shit up. That would have been bad. How many times we could have lost that game? You know how many times we could have lost that game in a lot of different ways the other day. The touchback, the fumble from Covey. I mean, crazy, man. It's insane, dude. Fabio Valcano with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, dude, where is the RPO? You know what? I thought they did some RPOs, didn't they not? I saw Swift to his left. I mean, I've seen it. I mean, I think Jalen Hurts made the decision a lot of times to give the ball to DeAndre Swift or Boston Scott at times. I think they did some RPOs, didn't they not? I thought they did. Could be wrong, but I thought I saw that. We'll see. I thought I did. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I didn't see it, but I thought I saw some RPOs. Jalen Hurts made the decision to hand the ball off. We'll see, though. Appreciate your chat, though. Eric said Al Michael loves to get it on his high horse. Don't mention that all. Yeah, just stupid. Just stupid. Are they told to like say that? Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. You know, said this. That's his middle name. Avante can't stay on the field. Maddox. Jesus Christ. Clark said, I think people studied Hertz. They are bringing new coverage, and he's not seeing things. Yeah, maybe. But that makes it better, though, if everybody's spread out and they're disguising coverages and they're pulling back because they want to make sure they keep everything inside. By dropping 8 guys back, they want to make sure they're keeping everything inside. But who cares? Like, they have the receivers and tight ends to make big plays underneath behind the linebackers. Put somebody on a slant, to put somebody on a cross, like work the middle of the field. Like, it doesn't matter if they're not giving up the big play, they're going to give up big chunk plays underneath. And I feel like the Eagles didn't take advantage of that in that game. That's why Hertz a few times had like 6 seconds of protection and he has nowhere to throw it because there's 8 guys on 3 guys going downfield. And it's just, there's nobody on the flat, you know what I mean? And it pisses me off. Rep says, can we see Dean being a backup next year? Because we need Jeremiah Trotter in the Eagles jersey. Dean's got to stay healthy, man. Eric said Covey has been so close to doing that. He's too loose and fast up the middle. Is Dan Sileo a fake Eagles fan? Nah, I think he's a real Eagles fan. Some cases, I guess. Forte said, when I play video games with friends, I'm always fighting for some attention. That's why it's a game. The RPO makes Jalen run, not design QB run. Yeah. Design QB runs is when he gets the ball and he just starts running. RPOs are for the decision of Jalen Hertz to either hand it off or keep it for himself. So that's the difference. I thought I saw a lot of it there, you know. So you say, ain't gonna lie, I understand on a short week, but the offense is way off from last year. Well, dude, it's too. I completely get it. It's off. But it's not doesn't mean the team is bad right now. It's just the team just needs a startup. Like it's character building these last two games. It's building character. You know, these character building games the last couple weeks. You know, Brian Johnson's a brand new coordinator this year. 2 new coordinators for this team. That's what sucks about being a great team, because you can lose coordinators and players every single year. You can't even hold on to coaches more than 2 seasons. It's a joke. You know what I mean? If we had a head coach that was calling plays offensively and we were successful, we wouldn't have a problem right now. But because Nick doesn't call plays, it makes it harder, you know. Lead says he's not getting enough time to run the RPOs. The D-line was getting in quick. Yeah, well, because they were running play action every first down last game. Not every single first down, but they were running how many times they run play action on first down? Almost like every play. And the Vikings were reading that every single time, and that's why they were getting pressure on Hertz. As soon as they know your cadence and your formations and you're making it look obvious, they're going to get pressure on you. And Hertz got sacked a good amount of times the other day. T-Buff says there's only one option. The pass has been taken out. I haven't seen one quick slant. No, not really, no. I don't think they've ran a quick slant at all. An out route, maybe. I don't know. They haven't done much there. Rogue N7 Dragon said that's how Michael needs to retire. He's made mistakes. He's called our stadium the veterans. Oh, God, seriously? Maybe I just don't catch that during games. Carson, designated QB runs are hurting us. The line pass blocking sucks. Chris said Al Michaels a producer in his ear. He's 78, and though he was at the vet. AT, believe me, after this Sunday, there will be many teams who lose, and many will start to think twice about the Eagles. Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to compare last year to this year, but, you know, the facts are on the table right now. You have 2 new coordinators this year, and, you know, unfortunately it's not a learning curve. It's just like these coordinators have to kind of build, they have to, you find out a lot about your players in the offseason, but I think the big mistake is that when you had 2 new coordinators, you had to give these coordinators more work for these starters in these preseason games. I think that was a big mistake, only playing like 1 series for most of these guys. Yeah, you can't do that next year. I understand you don't want to get guys injured, but that's why you take away that 4th preseason game, so you have a few weeks to recover if guys get hurt, which ain't serious injuries after the 3rd preseason game. Look, you want to play them for a series, the first game, that's fine. You want to play them for a quarter, the second game, and maybe a half the 3rd game. I don't know how you want to do it, but you got to do something more in the offseason to keep these guys, keep these guys ready. The offensive line playing next to each other. Some of these older guys haven't played since the Super Bowl last year before they started this first game, and that's just the truth. Brett says Skip thinks Cowboys are better than the Eagles. I mean, they played the stinking Giants. I just the thing is, it's one game. It's one game. They scored 40 points, and that's it. That's all it is. They're not scoring 40 points every single game. That team hasn't hit adversity yet. They played a bad the Giants are bad. The Giants are just really, really bad. Simple as that. I mean, you had 2 rookie cornerbacks. You don't even have a legit number 1 receiver to the Giants. Their offensive line is horrible. They can't protect them. They can't protect Daniel Jones. It's just they pay Daniel Jones all this money, and they don't give him a number 1 receiver. They didn't go after DeAndre Hopkins. They should go after Mike Evans in a trade, because all you're doing is just wasting years of all these other players. You're just wasting time and wasting years and wasting money. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Where it says Hertz can read defense, he's just adapting to this new OC, and timing is everything. Rowan Sam said, if our defensive coordinator keeps struggling to get pressure, I think we should go for Rex Ryan. He would make a great defensive coordinator. I don't think the defense is playing as bad. Like, we have to go into this game saying we had 3 starters out. We had a starting linebacker that was out. We had a starting safety that was out, and we had a starting cornerback that was out, a second corner that was out. We had and we lost our nickel corner during the game, and Vontae Maddox. So you had Goodrich that's never played an NFL snap. Job has never played an NFL snap. Yes, do I think they give these receivers and tight ends a little too much cushion at times? 100%. But when it comes down to this defensive line pressure-wise, I think it's getting better every single week. I think it's getting better. And I don't even care about getting the sacks. If they could just hit they were hitting Kirk Cousins on a lot of plays, man. You know what I mean? Kirk Cousins lucky he got Justin Jefferson out there because there was a few passes that really saved him in a lot of cases. You know what I mean? I just think they give a little too much cushion at times. You want Slay to react to someone running 100% in his face, 8 yards up the line, and then you want him to react on coverage and try to get through traffic, and it's almost impossible. That's why you play press, so you don't really end up in too much traffic. There could be some pick plays. It happens to kind of get these other receivers free, so it definitely happens. You know what I mean? But, I feel okay. I feel pretty good about the defense. I feel all right. I feel like it's getting there. It's like I feel like it's getting there on both sides. But the passing game definitely we need to integrate better. It's just not working. Route combinations and easing Jalen Hertz into a rhythm, and it hasn't happened. You get a couple good plays, and then it's like boom, screen pass, Hertz a design QB Hertz run. I just can't stand that. It's just really annoying. President Phil, where it says, I know Hertz and the Eagles are on a different level than Fields and the Bears, but the Bucks-Bears game should be an indication of how Bucks might defend Hertz. I have to watch more film. I haven't really watched the Bucks all. Usually every week I'll watch the last game from the Bucks. I'll look at the injury report, obviously, see what's going on for the week, so we'll see. Witch King says, our run defense is on point so far. I believe we were top 3 this year. We won the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think we're great. I don't think a lot of teams will have the balls to run up the middle on us. I think we're very good, especially with Jordan Davis in there. Jordan Davis is just making everybody around him better when he can clog up that middle as an immovable object. Just fantastic. You know what I mean? And the pass rush. Like I said, pass rush is going to get there. It's fine. I get it. Does the shovel pass even exist anymore? I don't even know. I haven't seen that in a bit. Carlin says, no lie, I think we'll go 7-2, 6-3 before the bye week. Vinny says, Dan Stiller said Jalen Hurts can't read a defense. It is what it is, dude. He just likes to say things to get a rise out of Eagles fans. Like, he just wants to get the fan base, lit up a little bit. That's it. That's all that is, Because years ago, I used to follow Dan Sileo. Years ago, I used to put his reports on videos, and I used to be like, man, this guy knows a lot of stuff. And then as the years went on, because I didn't really know who Dan Sileo really was and what he the regular shit that he does every year when the Eagles don't play well, and then he all he has to say is bad things about this team. I respect him, as a person and stuff, but I know he's done some things in the past that were kind of quirky, but I don't really follow his news anymore. I don't even follow Jakeem Sports I don't even follow them, Jakeem Media on Twitter anymore, really, to be honest. I follow some of their stuff when it comes to the Eagles, but not much. Dominic said the problem with Jalen Hurts is missing wide open receivers, not even noticing them. It's just missing them. Yeah, like I said, I think it comes down to just what, Brian Johnson's choice of. You got to think about it like this. Brian Johnson goes into a game as a coordinator, and this is what should coordinators do. This is what usually happens. Usually they have plays that are drawn out, the next they just call 4 to 5 plays of their choice that, what plays will get Jalen Hurts into a rhythm and make him more comfortable. I think with the new scheme right now, or not even new, I don't know what the scheme is in the passing game because they really haven't showed much there. I think it's just going to take some time. That's all. We're 2 weeks in right now. Give this thing another couple weeks to get the passing game right, and I think that's what's really important. So, yeah, he missed guys. He missed Dallas Goedert on potential touchdown the first game a couple times. I thought he missed Dallas Goedert again when he threw that pick because the flat was wide open to Dallas Goedert, and he had like 7-8 yards and nobody in front of him, and threw a pick instead. So can't force those balls. Gotta look to see who else is around. Fugly Gang, dude says, I appreciate the super chat. He says, I have to say it. Hertz looks scared to run and slow. Hertz looks scared to run and slow. I don't think so. I don't think he's scared to run. I think there's some decision making where like he kind of forces himself to run when he look, if it's a QB design run play, that's what he's running. But he's got to be patient. He can't just start running into piles. Like he's got to read like obviously his blocking assignments and then kind of get as many yards as possible. Like sometimes running to the outside with Hertz works. Sometimes it does. When you do it too much, like third and long, like when you're just running a QB design run on a third and long, that one play that took us out of field goal range really pissed me off, or we could have put points on the board. Shit like that pisses me off. Hertz just gotta, I think he'll be fine. Like I said, like he had that one run to the outside. I think Jack Stahl had a couple good blocks. He almost blocked like 3 people because he had like 3 people in front of him, and he like kind of opened his arms just to get Jalen Hurts around the corner, and he got that first down. But I still think Jalen Hurts is taking too many hits. His run game has got to be existent here. You have a good pile of backs in the backfield. I understand you didn't have Gainwell in this last game, and then you went down Boston Scott with the concussion. So, you're down to Rashad Penny and DeAndre Swift for this game. And DeAndre Swift, 175 yards on 28 carries, averaging 6 yards a carry is just insane. His first game back home in Philadelphia, Georgia Bulldog and all. So I mean, I wanted DeAndre Swift to get a touchdown so badly in this game. I was like, man, he did all that work just for Hertz to rush a 1-yarder. The QB sneak, man, I'm telling you, the QB sneak on the short yardage, man. The tush push QB sneak. I'm telling you, like it's almost automatic every single time. It's crazy, dude. It's nuts. It's kind of crazy. Phil D said, what move is more important, a linebacker or slot corner? Right now, I think is slot corner 100%. Unless they want to move Bradbury to the inside and they trust Job on the number 2 guy going into Tampa Bay. That's what they want to do, because you remember they worked Bradbury in the nickel a lot of times in training camp. I don't know if they'll go that direction. But I thought the linebackers played pretty good. I still think they should make another move, but, we'll see. No Render with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says Swift has the same ability as Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, it's almost close, but I think Swift is a little bit. I think Swift is faster than McCaffrey. I think Swift is more agile than Christian McCaffrey. No joke. I really think he is. It's unfair. Like his jump cuts are so ridiculous. Like he can maintain his speed on a turn of direction. I mean, his vision. I think what's the big value, the big value in DeAndre Swift is his vision. Like he knows when to hit the hole with explosiveness. Pause. But I think that's like the biggest thing with him. I mean, screw giving him passes now in the passing game. I'm telling you, when Gainwell comes back, I'm telling you, if Gainwell comes back and Swift takes a back seat and carries and yards, oh man, I'll be pissed. I will be pissed. Mr. Wing said, no need to trade. Let the young guys in the secondary play the next experience. Yeah, to get experience. Yeah, that's the good thing, because later you never know what might happen. Say someone gets injured during a game where they're going to be out maybe a game or something like that, and they need Josh Jobe to come in, or they need Goodrich to come in. Like, you know what I mean? This is good that these guys are getting reps. It's a good thing, It's a really, really good thing. OSP, what's going on, Joey? So glad we got 11 days off to figure out Isaiah Rodgers signing a smart move by Howie. Yeah, we got 10. We have 10 days off going into as much. We're gonna get a lot of guys back into the lineup, which is great. So we'll get a lot of guys back. Isaiah Rodgers is going to be an interesting one, and he was, the Eagles signed Isaiah Rodgers from the Colts. He was, he got in trouble for the gambling, so he's suspended. He's suspended for the whole entire year. But, he was ranked pretty good as a cornerback. 24 years old, guys. You got another cornerback in the building, Isaiah Rodgers, that has a lot of starting experience, and he's a kick returner, and he's got some value. I think they're bringing him in not for the special teams. They're bringing him in for, that'd be nice, but they're bringing him in just for more depth and a guy that can compete next offseason. So, the problem with this whole thing with Isaiah Rodgers is that the Eagles can't talk to Isaiah Rodgers. The Eagles only talked to his agent, and that was it. But Isaiah Rodgers has to have a meeting with the NFL before next season comes along. So we need to see if he gets freed up to be able to play with the team. He's got to get off this exemption list, or he's got to get off this list. So him and Roger Goodell need to have a big meeting. It's going to happen. I think he'll get off of it. Calvin Ridley got off of it after a year, and look how he's playing, So Blake says, yo, Joey, I just bought Texas Chainsaw. I'll be on tonight, so I will see you around. Christian says, Cowboys taking this division. After one week, that's pretty early. It's cool to say that, I guess. If that's what you think, but it's after one game against, you put up 40 points, and now it's over. Now the season's over with. I don't know. Rogue says, who do we pick up? That's a great slot corner on a bad team. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't looked. Like today, I found out the news today. I'm going to make a video on it for tomorrow and talk about some of the stuff that's been going on today. But, we'll see what happens. But the Eagles are definitely making a move somewhere, because they released Trey Sermon, and Rashad Evans, that hasn't even been here a week at linebacker, is gone. They just released 2 people already. So, Diane Swift and Shady Eagles had awesome running back names. Oh, yeah, dude. I think when it comes to Swift, I think with Shady, he's more elusive. I think with Swift, he's more, I just had the word and it's gone. Okay, never mind. I'll go back to that. I think there's some differences between them two, but we haven't had a back like that in a long time. And Miles Sanders is nothing compared to that. Cowboys will lose to the Jets. Chris says, Cardinals add Baker to the injury list. Could Howie be? Yeah, so I talked about this a couple times already on this stream. And yeah, like the Eagles released 2 players, and now all of a sudden Buda Baker is on the injury list. I'm going to search up and kind of look at it and see like if he actually has an injury or something actually going on. I'm not really sure. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Let's see here. Wesby says our run defense has been good lately. Yeah, no, lately, as of one game, yeah, because we didn't do nothing with that run game the first game. Gainwell had 14 carries for 50-something yards, but. Chris said we were taking meaning multiple games. Just wait, you'll see. Oh, all right, I'm gonna wait and see. But to peak that high right now over one game against the Giants is really nothing. You know what I mean? It means absolutely nothing. If we did that last year in the beginning, we scored over 30, 35 points on teams beginning of the last season, and I didn't say it's Super Bowl and we're going to be the top. Like it was exciting, but you still have a long season to go. And what you do now into what you do in November, December is a completely different story. So you got to take it game by game. So I know it's exciting after scoring 40 points on the Giants, but I think people need to push the brakes a little bit. But it says Morrow was playing. I thought the linebackers actually played pretty decent. I think the linebackers played decent. I think Zach Cunningham, is a great signing. He had that one deflection on Justin Jefferson coming across the middle. I thought he had made some good tackles. I thought he had a fumble recovery as well. I thought he played really well. I thought he played very, very, very well. Been liking that. So, actually, Mark be mad as fuck. You wish Cowboys lose to the Jets. We own New York, buddy. I don't care. I could care less. Like, I think the Jets defense is pretty good, but I mean, do I wish you guys lose? Well, yeah, no shit. Like, of course, but all I care about is we won this week. So I don't sit here and go into live streams and try to piss people off or try to make it believe that, the Cowboys are going to do something this year and try to, hone in on it and make that the only team I'm worried about is mine. That's it. I don't care it's early in the season. I don't care what the Cowboys do right now. If they lose, great. If they don't, it is what it is. The Eagles got to take care of business one more week. It doesn't get to me. I don't care. I mean, do I ever make Cowboys videos? Never. I don't talk about the Cowboys at all because I could care less. Like, we don't play the Cowboys till week 9, and that's just what it is, Chris, the Eagles should sign Kareem Hunt for insurance. No, we don't need to sign Kareem Hunt. They got 4 running backs right now. Then if you sign Kareem Hunt, then that's 5 running backs. Then you gotta release somebody off the team. They're not getting another running back. It's not happening. Home Philly fans said once Reed gets back, our safeties are fine. Yeah, they're definitely missing a heartbeat without Reed. And Justin Evans didn't play that bad. I thought he had some, I think there was assignment issues with some of these guys, but I thought he played pretty good. Dave said, Cards website says Buddha has a hamstring. Is it really a hamstring? Well, Buddha Baker plays safety, Roji. We got Corey Swords. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, my friend. Miller says, Cowboys fans thinking they hoisting Lombardi in September after tickets are being weak as fuck. We need safeties. Self-made Entertainment says, we need Baker, a linebacker, and I feel another D tier defensive end. We haven't really been sacking the quarterback like last year, and we only lost Hargrave. Yeah, but look at the pressures we're getting. The pressures are causing some plays to die down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we only have 3 sacks in 2 games. I think that's it, right? Or 2? No, we had 3. 3 sacks in 2 games. Yeah. It's not much. You know what I mean? I get it. Jordan Davis put a pin tweet on Twitter, said Dan Stowe said that he's not a pass rusher. Hungry dogs run faster. He would, bro. I don't think I follow him on Twitter. I got to follow him. I don't think I do follow him on Twitter, which is weird. But I didn't even know he had a Twitter, to be honest. So it says, those Vikings fans that said that stuff to Alexander Madison. Yeah. Oh, so that was so that wasn't Eagles fans saying that to him. That was Vikings fans that said that to him. That said the racial stuff to him. Oh, I saw the tweet from the Vikings that it was disgusting, and I thought that maybe it was the Eagles fans that did that, but I guess not. Wow, that's horrible. Why? Because he had the fumble? That's stupid. Don plus the Cowboys fans trying to persuade us into thinking they're good. You guys are barely beating trash teams. I don't know. I think the Patriots have a good defensive line. I think their defensive line's really good. I mean, everybody had us losing against the Vikings this week. Everybody had us losing. Like, Justin Jefferson still had 130 yards in this game, and we still beat them. Like, you know what I mean? I don't get what the barely beating anybody. I don't get what that even means. Like, I don't get that. You're going off of one game. We pay cheap to rent in Cowboys Simple Minds. That sucks, dude. That's horrible. Craig Dave said, why do you think that Reddick hasn't had any sacks, major pressure yet? I was expecting a big year. I think it's because of his hand injury. I think he's not comfortable with placement right now because of the thumb surgery. I don't know if he's wearing like a little like thing on his thumb or something like that. But Christian, he said, I don't care if it's the Giants 40-point shutout. So a 40-point shutout means you're going to do well this year? That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get, bro. The Giants don't have a number 1 receiver. The Giants started 2 rookie cornerbacks. The Giants have no weapons, no protection, no offensive line. Like, it's all there. I had the Cowboys beating the Giants that week because the Giants don't have any weapons. I didn't expect 40 points. I didn't expect the Giants would play horribly like that bad, but I didn't think, I didn't think they were going to get killed that badly, but that's just stupid. We barely beating trash teams with more weapons than what the Giants have. It's a joke because the Giants have the lesser weapons out of the Vikings and the Patriots all together. So I think that the Cowboys played the worst team out of who the Eagles have faced so far. If you want to make it a competition about that, Javen Bullard will be the Maddox replacement next draft. Millie Free Chat says, do you even watch Bulls? Reb says, I have us going 6-0 until the Dolphins. That's going to be a tough. I think the storyline's going to be really good for that week. It's like, Tua beat him out of the job at Alabama. And, I think it's going to be a really good story. That's where those Kelly Greeds, man. Has Nolan Smith been playing? Barely. 8% of the snaps. It's horrible. Don't know why. They got to fix that immediately. They got to fix that. Don being up the Giants bragging about making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Christian needs September. Dallas meltdown comes in December, January. Captain develops that don't even entertain Cowboys fans. They failed every year regardless. Regular season Warriors. Yeah, I know. I get it. But I like the quote that is just annoying is like the Eagles barely beating trash teams, but the Giants are probably the worst team out of both the teams we faced. Personnel-wise, by a long shot. The Patriots have a better defense than the Giants. The Patriots have a better offense than the Giants by a landslide. Robert said, what happened to Nolan Smith? He's silent. Has been playing. Not barely 8% of the snaps. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't put him as a defensive end and just let him rip on the edge. But it says less Barnett and more Nolan. Corey says, just got here, so sorry if it's already been covered, but what do you think of the move with Penny is? Don't get me wrong, I love Swifty, but just confused why Penny isn't getting touches. I mean, I think just reserved. I think they just had a bunch of plays already ready for DeAndre Swift, and Swift didn't play the first game, so he had a lot of gas in the tank. He's not going to have 175 yards every single game. It's not going to happen, okay? Once we get this passing game going, it's going to definitely lessen a lot more. Plus, like I said, Gainwell was out. Penny was more of a reserve for the game, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Keep the guy healthy. But I think down the line, they have to use all these guys. I don't want to see Rashad Penny as another healthy scratch again. I think there's more to it than that, but, I wouldn't make a big deal about it. Until he says, just got here like 5 minutes ago. How do you feel about the OC and DC going forward? Are you worried at all? The offense needs to do something in the next. If the offense can't get Jalen Hertz into a rhythm the next couple weeks, I'd say 2 more weeks. And if they can't get it done, then it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Defense, I'm not worried too much. You had three starters out. There was some. Unfortunately, I think the only thing defensively that I don't like right now is they're just giving a little bit too much cushion with these cornerbacks. I think with the coverage, it's just too much cushion. They're I'm not saying you got to play press every time, but I think they're giving a lot of free yards away at times. And I think there was just missed assignments because, Josh Jobe, you had Mario Goodrich taking over for Avonte Maddox. You know what I mean? So I'm not making a huge deal about it defensively because I think the pressure's there. I think we're getting pressures. I think the sacks are definitely going to go up. No doubt. I don't know why Barnett has more snaps than Smith. I think it has to do with the shoulder injury. I think he's fine because he's getting in on special. He's the 8%. If he's playing 8% of the time, it's definitely on. I guess it's on special teams. I'm guessing. Could think special teams. How many snaps is that? 7, 8, maybe 6 to 8 snaps, which is not much. So. Rogue said, I still think we trade Barnett and a pick for a slot corner. That'd be interesting. I mean, I think statistically, Barnett only has a tackle for loss from the first game. I think that's it. I think that's all he's got. Carlos Rose says, by week 6 to 7, the Birds will be rolling on all cylinders and weak replacement for Max. He is a good player. Unfortunately, can't stay on the field. I feel bad for the guy. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not going to hate the guy because he gets injured, but it's a business, and we want this team to win, and The guy can't stay upright. Apparently, it's a torn pectoral, guys. It's torn. So if it's a torn pectoral, he could be back. He could, if the Eagles make it far in the playoffs, he could be back. Last year, he's lucky he got back a second time. He got hurt twice last year. The only reason why he came back because the Eagles made it far in the playoffs and got to the Super Bowl. Because if we lost the first round of the playoffs, he wouldn't have been playing. You know what I mean? He got in there later in the season, but we'll see. We'll see. Do you think the offense struggling is more on Hertz or offensive coordinator? It's more no, it's more on the coordinator 100%. It's like I said, you have to call a certain amount of plays that get Hertz into a rhythm to get him comfortable, and I don't think he's dialed up a good amount of plays that get him comfortable at all, you know what I mean? So I think that's what it is. Humble Philly says Barnett is built like a traditional defensive end. Smith isn't. That's why he plays more. Yeah, I think he's just Smith is just obviously more Smith is just what's it called? I think with Nolan Smith, he just has more athleticism. He's just obviously could do a lot, do a lot more. So this said Hertz got outplayed because stats, but when he got hurt, Hertz outplayed Mahomes. Said no, he didn't because he lost. You can't make this shit up. What the hell is that guy saying, dude? Wow. I don't know why he says stuff like that. I mean, it's okay if you want to get the Eagles fans riled up, but it's just ridiculous at this point. YHB says glad Barnett didn't get penalties yet. Patriots are missing 6 starters, and Minnesota had no offensive line. Trash teams. The Patriots still have a good defense, dude. I mean, Patriots still have a fantastic defensive line. Still good. You're facing Belichick, dude. Like, what do you expect? I mean, everybody deals with injuries every single year. That's just the way it is. And we were missing against the Vikings. We had injuries and still won. We were out of a starting linebacker, starting corner, and starting safety. And we you know what I mean? Like, we had starters almost at every position on defense out, besides defensive line, really, and still won the game. So I don't, you know what I mean? Because I mean, Minnesota scored points. It's not like they didn't score points in the game. Minnesota went in there without a starting center. Their left tackle was starting the game, and then he ended up going out, and then the next guy ended up getting hurt. But that's not the ride of the Eagles. Eagles could have lost that game in a lot of ways if they didn't hold on, and they held on very nicely, and they fought to the end. So I don't get why that makes it a trash win. I mean, you guys must be like 14 years old, honestly. If you're a grown-ass man, then I feel really bad. Rogue says Frank Reich might want Barnett. Reb says, Joey, have you been uploading on your gaming channel? I don't see. Yeah, so I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't been using it. I'm working on another YouTube channel right now, my horror channel, and that's what I've been working on. I've already almost have 1,000 subs on that channel right now. So I've been actually trying to build another YouTube channel right now. So it gives me a break from, football and lets me do other things. I've been working on it I worked on it for a couple months last year. Then I worked on it, then I took a break from it, which I shouldn't have, but I did. And then this year I worked on it the past couple months, and I've been trying to build it. So, Carl said, I wonder what people are going to say when we beat the Chiefs and Bills. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, we got to stack these wins now because it's going to get harder second half of the schedule. So, but hopefully by that time, the passing game is a lot better, and working really good. So all matters. Chris says, Celio, rage equals rage bait. It's why the guy barely brings in 100 viewers on a major channel back in by 6 ABC. Tally said, Bradbury goes out again. Who do you think should replace him, Ricks or Job again? Job, 100%. I think Job played really well. I mean, I don't know if they're ever going to give Ricks a shot, but I think Ricks is the closest thing to, I think what he did in the offseason, especially facing Michael Pittman and Alec Pearson, that Colts game, he faced some starters. Had a pick 6 in the Ravens game. I thought he played really good. So we'll see. Forrest said Outlast Trials PS5 early 24. Heard that game was really good. I thought that game was already out. Chris needs to say excuses. You barely won barely won those team, both of them. Holy shit! Can you write, dude? God, I'm not even reading that because the guy came and put a fucking sentence together. If the guys can't even put a sentence together, it's pretty bad. Let's see here. Is this? Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, I have the wrong screen up. I'm freaking stupid. Okay. Sorry. Well, HP said, it's funny Cox called out Gannon as he played well for Desai's scheme, less than 65% of the snaps. Well, I think he was playing over 40% of the snaps with Gannon last year, and he complained about it. And that's when Jordan Davis got hurt, and then when they signed Sue and they signed Linval Joseph, I think it really did help. I think it really helped. But I think Cox has been playing a lot more. I mean, that's what I think he played over 40 and he was struggling. I think he just had a really good offseason. I think he really worked his tail off this offseason. I think Fletcher Cox is in a lot better shape. Or what's that? Jeremy Chin has played slot and safety. Let's get him. Yeah, I mean, if that's what they want to do. Jeremy Chin has played linebacker, safety, and slot corner. Let's trade for him. He's our guy. Play all over the field. And I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be making a big trade like that. I don't know if that's the case, if they're into making a big trade like that right now. So, I mean, we'll see, but I'm not going to put too much. I'm not going to put too much on it. I'm not going to put too much on it right now, but we'll see. I don't know what they're doing. I'm guessing they're going to try to trade for a slot corner. Unless they feel very comfortable putting Bradbury in the slot and they want to, if they want to do that, they want to put Bradbury inside. I can't talk. Bradbury inside. And they want to move Job to the outside. I don't know. But Rick's out there. I have no idea. So we'll see. We will see. So we got 173 people in the chat. Appreciate being here, guys. Haven't subscribed to the channel. Like the stream if you guys have it. Appreciate everybody with sending the super chats tonight. Appreciate everybody that are joining, whether you're a rival fan, whether you're an Eagles fan in general. As long as you jump into the stream, you're supporting regardless. So I appreciate everybody tonight. So we've been over 2 hours right now. We should have a Philly shakedown tomorrow, most likely. On Saturday at 9. I think there's definitely some stuff to talk about. I'll talk to Philly and see if he wants to do it tomorrow because we kind of messed up. We had some family issues going on. We didn't do a pregame shakedown for the game that just passed by against the Vikings on Thursday. So we didn't have a stream on Wednesday night. So we kind of want to make up for it and do maybe one on Saturday, and we'll see what happens. But Diamond Plus says, Joey, are you going to buy a Swift jersey if they sign him? I might. You know what? I might actually do it. It might happen. That's why, look, if he was signed to a big deal, I probably would have gotten one. At least now I would have gotten one. But I'll probably wait on it a little bit, I'll probably wait on it a little bit. We'll see. Most, I think they're being careful with Nolan. Let him learn and get healthy. I know, but dude, he's a first round pick. He's got to play. He's got to play. Let him learn, dude. Then put him somewhere. This isn't the year to sit. You're not sitting a first round pick to let him learn, dude. And two of them said, watch the film and Hertz isn't seeing the field. There were wide open wide receiver, tight end open elsewhere. I thought it was Johnson, but both of them. Jed Banksio says, whatever happened to the safety from the Bears we signed in the offseason? I'm trying to remember who that was. The Bears? I don't know, actually. I'm trying to figure out who that was. I mean, obviously you don't know his name, and I don't even know his name. So maybe he wasn't here long. Maybe just we don't remember. Selby Entertainment said we should be healthy by the time we play Tampa. Besides Dean and Maddox, yeah. I mean, we'll get Reed Blankenship back. We'll have Gainwell back. We'll have Bradbury back. So that's good. Perhaps appealing to realize that this is Brent. All right. So who's the one that's saying that's? Do you guys think his name is Brain Johnson, or is that like a joke? Because I don't know if Reb, you say this all the time, or a lot of people say his name is Brain Johnson. It is Brian Johnson, but I think people, I don't know, people say that. I don't know. Realize that Brian Johnson, first time play calling these couple of days, he'll watch tape being in the lab by week 5. Well, yeah, I'm hoping by week 4 or 5, this offense is up to par and we're good. That's what I'm hoping for. And if it's not, then I'm going to be kind of worried. So. One piece is good thing we didn't pay Miles Sanders a lot of money since he fumbled again. I mean, to be honest with you, his contract wasn't that much. He was like $32 million for 4 years, so it was like what, $6 million a year. It was definitely affordable. The Eagles could have paid that. It wasn't, that really wasn't the problem. The problem was like, you know, it was sad to watch him go, but at the same time, like, I was preparing myself that they weren't going to keep Miles Sanders, and then Miles Sanders was bitching and complaining in the offseason that he should have had more opportunity in the Super Bowl and all that stupid crap. So I was like, we're fine. And then then I said the Eagles are definitely going to get Bijan Robinson, or they need to go out and get a running back, whether it was Dalvin Cook, whether it was this one, that one. I didn't care what it was. And then the third day of the draft, the Eagles make a move and they trade for DeAndre Swift. Obviously, after the Lions, who had 13th overall pick, get Jameer Gibbs, and they get him around. So, Moses to let Nolan learn, get healthy. No need to play him much. Yet D-line is stacked. All right, self-made in terms of, they weren't there helping Carter and Smith up all preseason, and now they don't even play Smith. Put him in the rotation. I know. It's disgusting, dude. It's disgusting. Rogue says Sanders did nothing in playoffs. Swift is better. Well, yeah, I mean, Sanders, the Super Bowl, none of the running backs did anything. The running backs didn't do anything in the Super Bowl. I mean, I think all the running backs combined only had like 50-something yards. It wasn't much. Let's see. Humble says, you're paying Bradbury to play on the outside, and he's really good at it. I wouldn't move him unless they're paying a really good slot receiver. Yeah, I mean, I think it will depend on matchups, whether they can afford to move Bradbury on the inside, if they could trust Job on the outside, if that's the case. But I guess, we'll see. Rogue says Nolan Smith is fast. Put him on the. I don't get why they're not. I just don't get why they're not playing him. He's a first-round pick. The guy should be on the field. It's last week. Last week was just really, the first week was just really weird with everything. Everything was weird. Rashad Penny was a healthy scratch. They ran Kenneth Gainwell 14, 15 times. Swift had one rushing attempt. They barely, Dallas Goedert didn't even have a target. There was a lot of weird stuff in that first game. So. Kama Masalama says, I'm glad we didn't Bijan. Imagine if we didn't have Carter. No, look, I had Carter as the second best player in the draft. I had Bijan as the third. I totally believe they would have had Bijan. I believe they would have signed him if Carter was taken before 10. We moved up to 9 in front of the, obviously we traded with the Bears. So I thought Jalen Carter was going to be way long gone by that time, Sanders just fumbled the ball in his first Panthers game. Yeah, I haven't watched the Panthers at all, so I honestly don't even know at all. So yeah. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. And we went over 2.5 hours, and we kind of go over this Vikings game. So usually like Mondays. So obviously next week we're gonna have to do we'll do our streams next week. So we'll do streams Monday and Friday in general, just talk about the Eagles and stuff like that. We'll have 10 days off, and then we'll have a stream tomorrow. The shakedown, hopefully, we'll have tomorrow. Monday, we'll have a stream. Friday, we'll have a stream. The shakedowns again. So since we have a game on Monday night and a couple Mondays, Monday night, we'll do a stream. We'll do a stream Sunday night. Actually, no, we'll have the shakedown Sunday night. So I'll have to figure out the streams for the week. So we'll figure it out. We might just have a stream on Friday that week because I can't, because we'll have the shakedown that week anyway. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But I watched the Kelsey documentary as well. I thought it was great. I thought it was really good. I think my favorite part of that documentary was like obviously the behind the scenes of like, after Kelsey played in the Super Bowl and just watching the extra footage of like Kelsey walking around and just It's a shitty situation to be in. Your brother wins a Super Bowl, and it's a crappy situation. It's like you want him to play well, but you don't want the team to play well, and you know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, but I thought it was really good. Really good. So, yeah, 163 in the chat. Subscribe, like up this stream as much as possible, and we will see you guys probably tomorrow with a stream tomorrow night. Well, watch out for some videos as well, because there'll be some spicy stuff coming out. You guys have a great day. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.